San Leo is a fascinating place, capital town of Montefeltro land in Emilia Romagna, Italy. The Romans built temples here. Parts of their columns were used in the old Christian churches of the place, although this mountain was sacred to the Umbri people even before the Roman era. A very old site full of historical figures who stayed here, as we will see. The first and most influential person for whom the town was named is Saint Leo. He was a hermit. Here we are watching the cave where he used to sleep, and the first church that was built over it to commemorate him. Leo was a mason builder from Dalmatia, Croatia, who came along with fellow countryman Marino, later San Marino, to Rimini, Italy, to work on the city walls. We have this story on another video, check it out. Marino then went as hermit to a mountain over Rimini that became San Marino. And Leo came here to Montefeltro, the Roman name, a village that became San Leo, a few kilometers from San Marino. On the highest part of the rock, the castle. We will see it later. Now the cathedral that stands right in front of the old church. Well, the cathedral also has its age, because it's 850 years old, more or less. Now we descend into the crypt. All the tombs under the floor. Here the cover of Saint Leo's tomb. The body, it's not here anymore, is in a church near Ferrara, but a piece of his skull is in the urn here at right. Saint Francis of Assisi came here in 1213 during the ceremony in which the Count of Montefeltro was declared knight. He met Count Cattani from Chiusi in this house. The Count was so touched by Francis' speeches that he gifted him with Mount Laverna, one place that St. Francis converted in a site for meditation and prayer. From the 13th century, at the feet of San Leo Rock, there's the Franciscan convent of Saint Igne. Dante Alighieri sure visited San Leo, roughly 100 years after St. Francis. In his chant from Purgatory, when describing a hard climb during his voyage in the afterlife, he wrote, "I went to San Leo, descended in Noli, climbed Bismantova and Cacume. But here a man should better fly," thus comparing places with hard rock trails, including San Leo, to Purgatory Mountain. The castle, or fortress as you like. Here on the highest point since the Roman times, there was a fortified construction that became bigger and bigger during the years and the alternation of different owners that gave each other battles. What we see now is mainly the fortress of the Renaissance era. Since that time, it was also used as prison. In 1790, here was imprisoned the famous strange adventurer known as Count Cagliostro. Born in Sicily, he traveled for Italy and Europe, always involved in fraud and constantly arrested for his scams. Somehow he frequented high society and nobles in the capitals of Europe. He was in Masonry and founded its own order. He was in esoteric and alchemic practices. Goethe, in that times, described Cagliostro as a rascal and charlatan. Back in Italy, Pope Pio VI arrested him and at the end sent him for life to San Leo fortress. At the time, San Leo was in the Roman Church state. Cagliostro died in 1795 and was put in a well, then in a pure soil. Some mercenaries, years after, took the body out and used his skull as glass for drinking alcohol. What a story! Well, San Leo is considered one of the most beautiful towns in Italy. As Umberto Eco said, a castle rock and 2 churches. And don't forget the tower. They have good restaurants too, take my word for it. As well as consider to subscribe to this channel. Until the next video, goodbye.